Scott. Ask Scott.
Hello, Scott. This is Dave. I just wanted to ask you about private labeling as opposed to white labeling, or more in particular, the levels of private labeling. You know, I mean, like the top level, of course, would be manufacturing your own product, putting a trademark on that product, and your own product name, with perhaps the lowest level being sticking a card in the box with your name on it. But if you could just give me and the audience an idea of the levels of private labeling and how that might impact and affect the end business, I think that would be very helpful. Again, thanks for all of your help, listening to all your podcasts, and I am also a member of the Private Labelers Facebook group, in which I also get a whole lot of information and motivation out of. Thanks again. Bye for now.
Hey, Dave, thanks for the question. And I wanted to answer this question because I do think that it's important to understand that there are different levels in a sense, right? I mean, if you are starting out from scratch, you may not want to go through the whole branding of the product. You may just want to do the AliExpress or something that you find almost like a wholesale item, and then it's just kind of like you were saying, like a white label in a sense. It's very similar to private labeling, by the way, but let's just say the white label is like a generic brand, or maybe it's an unmarked brand that doesn't have anything on it, and then you can put a card in there, or even put your own sticker on a box that it comes in with your information. I've seen that done. I've seen it done on a poly bag. So yeah, there's less, I guess, work that can be done into private labeling, but it is going to be a little bit more risky as far as you protecting the brand. Okay. Because what you're doing here is you're really doing minimal amounts of work to ensure that it's protected, but also that it's branded your product, right? So yes, in the beginning, if you wanted to do this just to get product launched and to get it to validate that it's going to sell, then I think that's an easy way to do it, and I think that you can definitely do that. Now, it's not that much harder to have your manufacturer label on the product or your packaging, okay? It's not much more work to do that, but in some cases, you may get maybe 100 units of something that you can get in a week that aren't branded with your stuff, but then you could have them shipped to your place. You can label them yourself. You can put them in a bag. You can put them in a box, whatever you want to do, and then you can brand it in a sense. And I've seen that done as well, and that works. But the bottom line is there are different levels of private labeling. And to me, in the beginning, whatever is going to help you validate and get product to market so you can see if it's going to stick, then I would do that. That's me personally. And then from there, we can always enhance the branding. We can enhance the packaging and the materials and all of that stuff and the user experience and everything. But the bottom line is to get that momentum going. And as far as you said, like trademarking, like that's a whole nother process. To trademark something, that's going to be an 8-month to a year process, if not longer. So same thing with like brand registry. Like that doesn't take that much time. All you need really is a little mini website. But even in the beginning, if you're just trying to validate, you don't necessarily have to do that unless you're validating the brand, right? If you're going to go out there and put 3 different products in 3 different markets up there to see which one sticks, well, then you don't really know which one you want to do a brand registry for, right? It makes sense? I think that would be the smart thing to consider is when you're starting, unless you are, sure that this is going to be the brand that you're going to do, your product brand that is, and it's going to be in this market, then that's when you would really take those extra measures to do that. And I know some people might argue this, but this is my thought process. Doesn't mean it's right. It just means that it's my thought process and kind of like, my way of doing it for my own internal business. All right. And other future businesses. All right. So hopefully that's helped you. Thanks for the question. Thanks for being a listener. And keep me posted on that. If you guys want to submit a question, head over to theamazingseller.com/ask, and you can do that. I want to also, again, remind you guys, if you're brand new and this is your first time to the show, I want to welcome you. I love hanging out with you guys. This is just awesome to be able to virtually connect like this. And that's why I love the Ask Scott sessions. But if you are brand new and you're just getting your feet wet and you don't understand the entire process, the entire business model, I would recommend attending one of my live free workshops. This is where I break it down for you in 5 phases: how to pick a market and a product, how to source it, how to do a pre-launch, how to do a launch, how to promote the product, and everything in between. We go over that on a workshop, and we go through every single thing. We also do live Q&A. So if you want to attend one of them, I would love to invite you to the next one, and you can register for the next one by heading over to theamazingseller.com/workshop, and you can register there for an upcoming workshop. Well, hey there. Thank you so much for listening to that episode of Ask Scott. Now, that was just a highlight from one of our full episodes where I generally answer 3 to 4 questions on a podcast. If you want to go back and listen to all of the past archives of not just the Ask Scott session, but all of the full episodes where I do interviews with top Amazon sellers, people starting from scratch and building a business, if you want to listen to any of those episodes, head over to theamazingseller.com, and you can find all of that over there. You can also find details there on how you can ask your own question and get it aired on an upcoming Ask Scott session, and possibly see it here on YouTube or just on the podcast. All right, so definitely head over to theamazingseller.com. There's tons of resources over there for you to be able to build your e-commerce and Amazon business. So definitely go check that out. Now, I just wanted to remind you one thing before I let you go. There's a lot of information out there, and some of it is really, really good. What I want you to remember is you have to not just consume the information, you have to actually apply that information. So take this information that you learned here today and apply it to your business. And this way here, you can get results. As my shirt says, I wear it almost daily. Take action. We'll see you guys.